Welcome to The Abundance Journey, the show that helps spiritual entrepreneurs create an abundance mindset that accelerates revenue. Secretly, everything you experience in your life is actually abundance. Once you understand how to activate abundance, you find yourself in flow with your business and clients, so it's easy to create the revenue you want. The Abundance Journey is the only show that activates abundance for you, so you enjoy rapid results in your business. Here's your host, the Abundance Ambassador, Elaine Starling.
Hey, have you ever met somebody that just really blew you away? Somebody who is so articulate and so compelling and so just innovative in how she approaches life? Well, I got to meet Marla Press. She's the founder of Speakers on Fire Academy. She's a transformational public speaking coach, life coach, and art of presence trainer. With Marla's guidance, you witness remarkable improvements in 3 critical areas: unwavering confidence, mastering your presence, and creating a bigger impact through captivating and entertaining your audience, all while fostering trust and connection. Love that. Marla uses elite speaking programs, boot camps, and personalized one-on-one coaching to help both beginners and experienced speakers, which results in immediate and profound transformations. Marla's expertise is bolstered by her international speaking experience and a degree in psychology. This woman's so sharp. She really gets it at a totally different level. In fact, she's got a background as a practice management consultant in the medical field and an inclusion and diversity consultant for large corporations. So she's totally equipped to handle all these different diverse challenges that you might be experiencing as someone who wants to connect with an audience, who wants to perfect and empower people through public speaking. Marla, I am thrilled to pieces you had time to meet with us today. Thanks for joining me.
I'm thrilled to be here, Elaine. Thank you so much for inviting me. I love being in your energy.
Well, you and I both love speaking, but I would love to kind of get your why story. Why are you so passionate about helping people master this really important skill?
Yes. So probably you and a lot of your audience can relate to this. My journey was not a straight line. It was up and down with all kinds of twists and turns, right? So what I believe is that there's the essence of you that stays with you your whole life. And then there's certain things that kind of, make you change a little bit and grow and evolve. So the essence of me is creativity. I always wanted to be a writer or a choreographer. That's what I wanted to be. And I loved it. I won awards for my choreography and my writing. And then I thought, but that's not a real job. I have to come up with a real job. And so fortunately, my other love was psychology. And I actually graduated high school early to go to college because I couldn't wait to study psychology and philosophy. So I not only studied psychology and didn't learn a lot in college, honestly, but I studied all kinds of alternative psychology, which was fascinating to me. It was, energy work. It was patterns and how the mind really works and why people behave the way they do. I cured phobias. I worked on eating disorders with people, sexual abuse, really heavy topics. We didn't talk about it. We did experiential exercises where they transformed like that. And I bring that into my coaching. So now I developed the speaking program that I'm so passionate about because it's so different. It involves all kinds of psychology, energy work. And you mentioned I'm an art of presence trainer. It started out being the art of feminine presence, which is magical. I love teaching that. And now we're being inclusive. So now it's the art of masculine and feminine presence. And so much of it is the same for men and women both, or however you identify. There's a few things that are specific to identifying as male or female, but it's very unusual. So it's not like Toastmasters or anything else that you probably come across for speaking coaching. It's very unusual and I love it.
I can tell you love it. And that's great because, I also love that your focus is truly on helping people feel so much more confident and able to connect with others at a deeper, richer level. And when you can own your own presence and feel like you can project and be your true self, it's not like you're pretending to be somebody else. You are authentically really you. Well, then it's just fun, right? It takes the work out of it and turns everything into play. And I love that that's what you're doing for people. So thank you. Thank you for showing up that way.
I love that you say that about it being playful, because that's the thing. I mean, public speaking is a phobia, right? 70% of people literally have a phobia about it, and the other 30% aren't so comfortable with it either. So it's big. It's, you know, we've heard that for years, right? It's above death. It's above going to the dentist. So it's really very, very common that people have this feeling about it. It's this dread. Oh, no, I have to speak again. But what I try and do is, for Speakers on Fire Academy, is get you fired up about what you do. And then you fire up your audience so they're excited to work with you. And it's joyful. And the other thing you mentioned too that was so great, Elaine, is that authenticity. And that it's not like you're being someone else. You're being yourself, but more. And it's a huge part of what I teach. It's how to be embodied. And it's not woo-woo. A lot of people think woo-woo, but it's this practical energy exercise I take people through that gets them out of their cluttered mind, where your to-do list is, and you're thinking about, you know, your last speaking engagement, or how what you're saying is going to affect someone or affect something down the road. And you're not anywhere near in your brain, but you're down here in the essence of who you are. That has nothing to do with your accomplishments or your name or your identity. It's this essence that you're born with that stays with you your whole life. And if you communicate from there, you draw people in, because you're like, oh. The best compliment I ever got was, I want what she's having.
That's great. That is great. Well, Marla, obviously, this is called the abundance journey. And I find that no two people define abundance the same way. Given what you're doing to help empower people to feel confident and poised and be their true selves on stage so that they master this incredible connection, how would you define the kind of abundance you create for your clients?
Yes, I love that you bring these conversations to the world, because abundance, people don't really know what it means, right? It's sort of this nebulous thing that it's hard to explain. To me, it's a lot of people think of it as, well, you're successful, you're wealthy, you have a lot of money, you have everything, all this material things. And some people think of it as, you know, friendships and that, but it's so much more. It's really comes from inside. When you have abundance, it's a mindset. It's a belief system. And here's something that you may not hear as often. And I talk about this with when you're communicating with your audience, is you receive abundance. You're open so that you can receive it, because it can be all around you and you're not receiving it. We're taught to be givers. We're taught to give. And I tell people, when you're speaking, even a lot of people will, you know, they have this great message, they have this great story, and they want to give it to you. So they're almost like pouring it onto you. And like, that's a little much. So how can you have every communication be two-way and receive it? And that's the same with abundance. It's being in your full potential. It's being limitless, and it's being open to receive.
I love that. I love that, because I agree with you. I think a lot of us struggle to receive, and it is a new way of being where you can show up as your true self and you're wide open. I talk about that in my TEDx talk, Abundance is a Choice. I talk about intention, and you either have the desire to be right, where it's all about me and screw you, right? or you're receptive. And when you're wide open and receptive, yeah, then you get all of the other opportunities for abundance and connections and resources and things you never would have thought of. And so being able to connect with people at that level, even when you're on stage and you're speaking to them, but they feel it in an energetic way, it starts with a sense of connection, because you're really creating a relationship and showing how relatable you are. One of the things I've always heard is, as a speaker, you don't actually want to be too perfect, because when you're up on stage and you goof, like you mispronounce something, or you trip a little bit or whatever, it's perfect because you're being human, you're being normal, and you're much more relatable that way. What's your take on it as a professional teaching people how to be effective on stage? Is that true?
It is so true. We don't want perfection. We want connection. We want to relate to somebody. We want to feel like they're a part of us. And every communication, it's funny, especially on video, right? We're on video. A lot of us are on video more than we're in person. And people always say, well, how can I connect to my audience? I can't even see them, or I see them, but I don't really know who they are. And they have a real struggle with connecting, especially on video. So I talk about this energetic receiving of the audience, even if you can't see them, or if you can see them, but they're not really they're not going to be able to talk. It's more you talking and them listening, but how can you engage them? How can you receive them? And there's so many ways to engage the audience. You can get them to stand up. You can get them to do body movement. I'm not a person who says, put a 1 in the chat. Oh, that drives me crazy. It's like, no, I don't want to even copy the chat. It's going to be this long with, yes, ones. How else can you engage someone? And that's by using more of their senses and by having them be in their body. So they're really engaged with you. And that's something that, certainly you could do it in person too, on stage. I get people, I say, hey, all my speakers out there, stand up. I want to see you stand up. And how does that feel to stand up and stand out, so that they get that physical experience of standing up and standing out, not just saying, here's the 3 steps to stand up and stand out. So engaging your audience really, really helps with that connection. And there's a lot of ways to connect.
That's so cool, Marla. I do have a question for you, because it's always that weird thing where we don't know what we don't know, right? So what is a symptom that you've noticed that a lot of your clients have when they first start working with you, that's kind of like the signal, it's that trigger to go, I should be talking to Marla?
Well, there's a list.
Of course there is.
Surprise. A lot of people come and they just say, I'm not getting clients. I'm not getting people to listen to me. I'm not getting, even people to take me up on my free offer. So that's, really the top one. And I always say you need to balance that connection that we're talking about. That is so, so, so important. But you need to balance that with entertainment. You need to wow your audience so they'll pay attention to you, and you need to connect with them so they'll want to work with you. So you have to have both.
Yeah, I'm hearing connection, entertainment, and engagement.
Yes.
That those are kind of the 3 components that I heard you say, that I totally agree with you, because I talk about something called a rewarding experience. And this is where you have the opportunity to show up as your highest self, your authentic self, with your gifts, your skills and abilities, your faults and foibles. I mean, the whole shebang is on display, because when you're willing to be vulnerable and open is when you create the best connection with other people. So getting over the desire to never let them see you sweat, go ahead and sweat. Everybody does, get over it. Don't worry about it. Have your bad hair day. Joke about your bad hair day. It happens. And it's so important to understand how you can make a massive difference through your rewarding experience, because it's not just you being authentic. It's also you solving a concrete problem for your audience and helping them feel better about themselves. So they feel good about the interaction. We're saying the same thing, just in slightly different ways. And I love how each of us creates a different type of rewarding experience for people. That's what fosters relationships to begin with. People get a chance to sample you and experience you through speaking if they work with you. And from that experience, they go, hey, I want a relationship with this person. I think she gets my problems and she can help me solve them. So I love what you're doing here. It's really powerful and it makes a massive difference.
It makes a massive difference. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. You know, since COVID especially, there's so many people that quit their corporate job, quit working for someone else, and want to be a coach. They want to help people, which is fabulous. And they're not being seen and heard because they have huge hearts and, you know, you like them and you connect with them, but they're not getting people excited to work with them, or they're in this performance mode and they're not connecting with you. So it's that balance that is so, so important.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's really interesting. I don't know about you, but I've always noticed that in order for our external world to change, something has to shift inside. That external world is really a reflection of our internal experience. What have you noticed needs to change internally for us to kind of flip that switch and be able to be comfortable on stage?
Yes. What a great question. So a lot of it is internal. Absolutely. People come with imposter syndrome. They think, oh, does anybody really want to hear my message? Oh, am I really the person to do this? They come with self-doubt that they can do it, that they can help people. They come with perfectionism, right? That they want, well, I'm not ready. I have to be perfect. I have to have better hair. I have to lose weight. I have to, know more. I have to do more first. I have to have more credit. No. But that's what, all this internal dialogue, and we all do this. I've done this. We've all done this, where we have this dialogue with ourselves. And when I help people get out of their head and into this essence, they master their energy and they come across as someone that they say, I want what she has.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. You sharing your authentic, real self in a way that's so compelling and engaging and valuable that people want more. I love that. I love that. So could you give us a couple of examples? I mean, obviously, it would be lovely if you had a little magic wand and poof, now we're all brilliant speakers. It doesn't usually happen quite that rapidly, sadly. There's usually one or two little baby steps that have to happen first. So what is one or two things that we could focus on that would reassure us that we are starting to make progress?
Yeah, so that mastering your energy piece is so important. It's realizing that where you communicate from is everything. And we've all experienced other people's energy, so we know what that's like. So you meet somebody and it seems like they look okay, they sound okay, they're not saying anything too weird, but you just don't trust them. We've all experienced that, right? And then there's other people, maybe this is how you met your spouse, where you meet them and you just have this chemistry where you just are so drawn in, you want to be around this person. So that is what I want for all speakers, is to have that energy where people want to be around you. They want more of you. And, you say that there's no magic wand, but within 10 minutes, I get people out of their head energy and into this essence. And then we go with your energy that's around you too. And it transforms so quickly. It's amazing. So you'll notice the difference because you'll get feedback, whether it's nonverbal or verbal feedback, that people are really connecting to you. You can see it if you're aware and you just pay attention. You can see the difference in how the audience reacts to you, how your spouse reacts to you. One thing I'm so passionate about is this helps people in all areas of their life to communicate from this place. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
it's amazing. We do pick up on each other's energy. And it's more than just those micro expressions on someone's face, whether they're really tuned in or whether they're just kind of going through the motions and texting under the table. You know, there's yeah, has that happened to me? Why, yes, it has. Um, but it's more than that. You really get a sense of whether this person is meeting you where you are. And it's the stories they tell, it's their body posture, it's their pacing and dialogue. And everything that you're saying is just reinforcing so much how we can project our energy in a way that makes it really easy for people to connect with us and receive value through that connection. That is magnificent. And yeah, it is a process. And honestly, I think the first most important thing is knowing that it's possible. Know that you can do it, no matter how uncomfortable you are right now. Before you start speaking, before you get on stage, you can do this. You can do this.
Yes, absolutely. It's available to anyone. It's not too woo-woo. It's really simple, but it takes some practice.
Yeah.
It takes some practice, but it's one of the biggest things. Now, I also help people write a compelling story, and I help them have a compelling pitch, and I help them with body language, and I help them with entertaining and connecting. There's so many things I help them with, but I always start with this energy piece, because not only will your audience be more attentive and connected with you, but you feel better. You feel better, and you notice the difference right away.
Oh, you sure do. You sure do. You can feel immediately the energy in the room. People are always talking to me about I'm very high energy, in case you hadn't noticed. And I call this, yeah, baby energy. It's that energy when you're excited, you're delighted, you don't know what's going to happen, but you know it's going to be fun and good, and you just can't wait to watch it unfold. It's like watching a really cool, exciting movie. You don't want to know when the bad guy's going to jump out or exactly how the good guy's going to figure it out and how to get around it. You just want to let it all happen, and you hold that space of this is going to be freaking awesome. All I need to do is show up and have a clear path to communicate and add value to people. And when I do that, the rest of it takes care of itself. It's that energy that does give you confidence. It's interesting. I've been meditating lately on something that I call grateful delight. Grateful delight. So if you start to think about that, it's that kind of sense of wonder and curiosity and interest. And you don't have to control anything. You can just be grateful for the present moment. And as you sink into this grateful delight, you feel a sense of inner knowing, that confidence that you were talking about, that connection, that you're here to share a precious gift, which can only flow through you. Even if somebody else said the exact same words, it will not be received the same way. So, yeah, I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I
love that.
I'm in vehement agreement.
Yeah, because the exercise I do is kind of like a meditation or a visualization, and it makes a huge difference. And when you're in your essence, there is no judgment, because that's what people are afraid of when they do public speaking, is being rejected, being judged. But there is no judgment coming from this place. And so it allows the experience to happen. And I love, too, that you're talking about creating a fun experience, because with ChatGPT, it's even more so the case that we are bombarded with information. We can get information, Google, everywhere. And that's not what we want more of. We want more of an experience. We want to be entertained. We want fun. We want value. And we want connection. We crave that now. And that's what we want to create for our audience.
And you are so generous. We were chatting about your free gift before we got started with the interview. Tell us a little bit about that, because this is very cool. And I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, a couple of things. So one is I started a Facebook group. I know there's a lot of Facebook groups out there, and people just post and then they get tired of it and they leave. This is where it's going to be as live and interactive and connecting as possible. So I'm just encouraging people to not only join the group, but to post an introductory video of yourself. It'll be a safe place to practice your speaking. I'm going to have live parties. I'm going to have live question and answer. I'm going to have live coaching. So it's really going to be an experience and a great place to hang out instead of just another Facebook group. So that's one free gift is coming in there. And the other thing is to connect with me and set up a chat for my Hot or Not speaker assessment. And then I will show you this exercise I'm talking about that will change everything.
Oh, I'm so there. I love what you're talking about. And I really can't wait to do that exercise. Because, yeah, getting out of your head and down into that zone where you can give authentically and comfortably and confidently. That is pure magic. So thank you so much for making that available to us. It's really exciting. And yeah, I'm definitely going to sign up for the Facebook group too. Okay, now we always love to turn the tables on our guests here at the Abundance Journey. So Marla, what could we do to support you?
Yeah, wow. Thanks for asking. So the Facebook group, like I said, besides joining, I know people hesitate to put themselves out there. So my ask is to put yourself out there, to try it, to do it in a safe environment, and to introduce yourself, not in a post, but in a video. Live video is even better. Live videos get shown more, but it's okay. Record it. You can change it a couple times, but so that we really get to know you as a person. I want to get to know you and connect to you and connect you with a lot of other people too. So that would be wonderful.
And Marla, we were talking before about how making mistakes actually makes you a more connection with your audience, that vulnerability, that willingness to be vulnerable and laugh at yourself when you goof. Talk about a safe space to do that. You've created that for us. Yes. And how amazing that we can practice here with your environment. Thank you so much for doing that. That's really generous.
I love that. Yes. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, you've made my life a little difficult because now I have to pick only one of these awesome things that you were telling us about to activate abundance on. So thanks a lot. Make my life difficult. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a real treat.
Oh my gosh, it's been so fun. I look forward to talking to you more. And I hope that your audience does connect with me so that they can learn that exercise that will change everything.
Fabulous. Okay, stick around because we're going to activate abundance in just a minute. So are you ready to activate abundance in every single area of your life? Well, you can get in flow with your business and your clients. It's as easy as you can imagine to create the kind of revenue you really want in your business. You can join me for the Abundance Journey 6-week training and coaching program that help you turn your problems into prosperity. Just visit theabundancejourney.com to sign up for our next adventure. Marla's awesome. Gosh, I love her. I love her energy, that outfit, that hot red that she's wearing. Oh, wow. Yeah, she's an awesome speaker, and she's so good at helping you really master your speaking skills so that you are confident on stage. You connect with your audience in a deeper, richer way, so they really want to work with you. That makes all the difference in the world. So we're going to activate abundance right now, and I'm very grateful. Step 1 is gratitude. I'm always grateful to get an opportunity to chat with somebody who's so powerful like Marla, who's really making it happen with her background in psychology and all of the other training that she's done about presence. And I mean, this woman really has it going on. So what a great opportunity to get insights from an expert. I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to do that. Step 2 is to acknowledge something you heard that was really meaningful to you. Maybe you heard it in a slightly different way. I heard energy is everything. Energy is everything, and not in a woo-woo way. It's about your energy that you bring to the stage and how you show up as your authentic self. That is the make it or break it difference in how good you are as a speaker. That's what I heard her say. Might not be right, but that's what I took away from it. Okay, step 3, appreciate the difference it can make in your life. When I know that the difference is me and my energy, I stop comparing myself to everybody else. I stop judging myself harshly for not being as adept a speaker as Marla. I'm me and she's her. And she's brilliant at what she does. That doesn't mean that I'm not brilliant at what I do. So it gives you automatically more confidence in showing up as your true, authentic self. That's what I really appreciate about this idea that your energy is everything. It's everything people want. It's everything they want to experience from you. Step 4 is to activate abundance. Well, if you were listening, Marla offered an incredible free gift where you can do the hot or not assessment as a speaker. And then she's going to show you this training that gets you out of your mind and down into your heart, down into your gut, where your energy lives in your solar plexus, gets you into that, yeah, baby energy that we were talking about, so you can show up as your full authentic self. So it's really clear to me the next steps that I'm going to take to activate abundance. I'm going to sign up for her free gift, and I'm going to learn her technique for getting access to that energy, because that's my powerhouse. Awesome. Step 5, celebrate your progress. This is fabulous. This is a wonderful first step to becoming a compelling, powerful, confident speaker. And you know what? When you're able to clearly communicate your ideas in a way that makes a transformation for others, you are unstoppable. People cannot wait to work with you because you get them at a really deep, rich, loving level. And that's something everybody wants. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time for the Abundance Journey.
You've been listening to the Abundance Journey Show with Elaine Starling. Visit theabundancejourney.com/podcast gifts to access today's gift, as well as gifts from our other guests. Tune in every week to activate abundance in your life and business. If something resonated with you, please share it with your friends so they can benefit too. Keep activating abundance, and we'll see you in the next episode.